All right, welcome back, everyone.
Yeah,
Today we're diving deep into a book that's, I think, had a pretty big impact on a lot of people.
absolutely.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I've heard this book recommended so many times.
Yeah,
Maybe you have too.
for sure.
But we're going to kind of go beyond just like the surface level stuff.
Yeah.
Really try to extract what makes it so impactful for so many
Yeah, what makes it tick.
and what we can learn from it.
And it's a book about mindset and kind of reframing how you think about money.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it resonates with so many people.
Yeah, and it's not like just a dry textbook.
No, not at all.
It's told through stories.
Yeah, it's a very engaging read.
Yeah, he uses the stories of his own father, the poor dad,
Okay.
and his best friend's father, the rich dad, to kind of illustrate these different approaches to money.
Yeah, it's like this real life experiment playing out.
Yeah.
Two dads, both hardworking.
Yeah, both good guys.
Yeah, totally different outcomes financially because of their mindsets.
Yeah, it's so interesting how, like, their upbringings shaped those different mindsets.
Totally.
The poor dad, Kiyosaki's own father, was highly educated,
Yeah, PhD.
had a secure government job, believed in that traditional path of you go to school, you get a good job.
The American dream, right.
Yeah, you work hard and you'll be set.
That's the path.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always play out that way, does it?
Well, and that's where the rich dad comes in and kind of shakes things up.
Yeah, the contrarian.
He didn't even finish high school,
Right.
but he had this incredible business sense.
Yeah.
And he taught Kiyosaki that financial freedom comes from building assets,
Yeah.
things that put money in your pocket,
Yeah, make your money work for you.
not just working for a paycheck.
You're not trading time for money.
Do you remember that story about the counterfeit toothpaste business?
Oh, yeah. How could you forget that one?
9-year-old Kiyosaki
Yeah, just a kid.
and his friend were like trying to create their own income stream,
Little entrepreneurs.
and they're shut down, of course.
Of course it's counterfeit.
But the lesson stuck with them.
Right.
It's like Rich Dad was encouraging them to think outside the box.
Think differently.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to try things.
Take action.
Yeah,
You know, that's a lesson most of us don't get in school.
definitely not.
And it's really about financial literacy, which is a big theme in the book.
Yeah, and that brings us to, I think, one of the most powerful concepts in the book,
Yeah.
the difference between assets and liabilities.
Oh, yeah.
This is where things get really interesting.
It's a game changer.
I love how Rich Dad defines it. So simple.
Right. To the point.
An asset puts money in my pocket.
That's it.
A liability takes money out of my pocket.
Simple but powerful.
And it's not always intuitive, though.
No.
Like a house, for example.
Yeah, classic example.
People think of it as an asset.
Right, you own it
But if it's draining your cash flow.
with that big mortgage payment,
Yeah.
property taxes, repairs.
That's acting like a liability.
It's taking money out of your pocket.
Yeah. So it's not about how much you own.
Right.
It's about how your money is working for you.
Are you the owner or is the money owning you?
That's a real mind shift.
Big time.
And that kind of ties into another major theme in the book,
Yeah.
the rat race.
Ugh, the rat race.
That cycle of working harder,
Yeah.
getting a raise, but then your expenses just increase.
Lifestyle inflation.
Yeah, and you're stuck on this treadmill,
You never get ahead.
never really getting ahead financially.
Just spinning your wheels.
I think a lot of us feel that pressure.
Oh, for sure.
But Kiyosaki offers a way out, right?
He does.
Okay, good.
It starts with minding your own business.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean quitting your job and becoming an entrepreneur, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so what does it mean?
It's about building that asset column
Okay.
alongside your job.
Okay.
Could be investing in stocks, starting a side hustle, even renting out a spare room,
Oh,
creating multiple streams of income so you're not just relying on that one paycheck.
it's like having a team of silent partners working for you 24/7,
Passive income.
even while you sleep.
That's the dream.
But how do we find these opportunities?
That's the question.
How do we break free from the rat race?
Well, Kiyosaki argues that financial education is key.
Okay.
It's about understanding accounting, investing strategies, market dynamics, even tax laws,
Okay.
becoming financially fluent so you can spot those opportunities and make informed decisions.
So it's not just about being good with numbers.
Right, it's about understanding the whole game.
Yeah. Being able to make those smart decisions.
And Rich Dad's approach was all about learning by doing,
Yeah.
taking calculated risks, even if it meant failing sometimes.
Yeah. He wasn't afraid to make mistakes.
Right, he saw them as learning opportunities.
You remember that story about him buying and selling properties in a depressed market?
Oh yeah, that was a classic.
He saw an opportunity where others saw only risk.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
but you got to know what you're doing.
So we need to be more like financial detectives.
Always on the lookout
Always on the lookout for those clues.
for those hidden gems.
Yeah, that can lead us to financial freedom.
Exactly.
And that brings us to another crucial piece of the puzzle.
Uh-oh, what's that?
Overcoming fear and laziness.
Yes, those two big ones.
Because those are real roadblocks for a lot of us.
Absolutely.
Fear of losing money,
Yeah.
fear of making the wrong move,
Fear of the unknown.
or just plain inertia.
Just staying stuck.
Yeah.
But Rich Dad had some brilliant strategies for tackling these obstacles.
Okay, like what?
One of them was pay yourself first.
What does that mean?
Invest in your assets before paying your bills.
Okay,
You create a healthy pressure to generate more income that way.
interesting.
It forces you to be more resourceful.
Okay.
But what about the fear?
That's a big one.
How do we deal with that?
Yeah.
Kiyosaki uses this analogy, remembering the Alamo.
Remembering the Alamo.
He's saying don't view failures as defeats.
Okay.
See them as rallying cries. Turn those setbacks into fuel for growth. Learn from them
Right.
and keep pushing forward.
I like that.
It's about resilience.
So it's not just about grit.
Right.
It's about developing that financial IQ.
It's a combination.
Yeah.
And financial IQ is more than just being good with numbers. It's about recognizing opportunities,
Okay.
raising capital, managing risk, and mastering those legal and tax aspects of investing.
Okay.
Kiyosaki breaks this down into 4 technical skills: accounting, investing, understanding markets, and the law.
Okay.
Master those, and you'll be a more confident, successful investor.
You know, I have to admit,
Yeah,
I was surprised by the emphasis on giving in Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
that's an interesting point.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily expect a book about financial success to talk about generosity.
Right, it seems counterintuitive.
But Rich Dad believed strongly in tithing
Yeah.
and giving back, even when he didn't have much.
He saw it as a way to create abundance, to
Yeah.
attract opportunities, and to build a different kind of wealth,
Okay.
one that goes beyond just accumulating money.
It's almost like a spiritual principle applied to finances.
There's definitely a philosophical element to it.
You give freely,
Right.
and it comes back to you in unexpected ways.
The law of attraction.
That's a powerful idea.
It's a shift in perspective.
And that leads us to the final big idea we'll cover in this deep dive.
Okay, bring it on.
Finding your path.
The journey of self-discovery.
Because Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just about getting rich.
Right.
It's about designing a life
Yeah.
where you're not trapped by a job you hate.
You have choices.
Yeah.
You have freedom.
It's about exploring different quadrants of income generation.
The cash S-flow quadrant.
Yeah. And finding the one that best suits you.
Your unique path.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Let's dive into those quadrants
Let's do it.
and see what they're all about.
Okay, those quadrants you mentioned, I'm curious about those.
Yeah, the cash flow quadrant.
It sounds like he's created a whole map for how people earn money.
It is a map.
Okay. For navigating the world of income.
So let's break it down.
Yeah, let's start with the E quadrant, which stands for employee.
Okay, so most of us start there, right?
Yeah, I think most people have probably had a job at some point.
Yeah, trading our time for money.
Yeah, time for money.
Okay.
Steady paycheck.
Nothing wrong with that.
But
I can see how it could be a trap.
yeah, that's what Kiyosaki's getting at. You're limited by how much time you can trade,
Yeah.
and you're at the mercy of your employer.
Right. So even if you have like a good job,
Yeah.
you might not be on the path to like real financial freedom.
It depends on your goals.
Yeah, okay.
But the E quadrant often keeps you stuck in that cycle of trading time for money,
Okay.
even if you climb the corporate ladder.
Even if you get promoted.
Yeah, you get a raise, more responsibility.
Your stress.
Yeah.
Okay, so contrast that with the S quadrant.
Oh, yeah, the S quadrant.
Self-employed or small business owner,
Yeah, the entrepreneurs.
freelancers.
Okay, the folks who are their own bosses.
Yeah, they're calling the shots.
That sounds appealing, but I bet it has its own challenges.
Oh, for sure. They often work even longer hours than employees.
Really?
Yeah, because they're responsible for everything.
Oh, yeah, you got to find clients,
Manage projects,
do the work.
handle the finances.
It's a lot.
It is a lot
So it's still trading time for money,
to a large extent.
but maybe with more control
Yeah, you have more autonomy.
and maybe more passion for the work.
Ideally, you're doing something you love.
Right. But I'm guessing Kiyosaki sees a different path to real wealth building.
He does.
Okay, what is it?
He highlights the B quadrant,
Be
business owner.
business owner.
This is where systems come into play.
Okay.
Think McDonald's.
Right.
The owner doesn't have to flip every burger.
Right.
to make money.
Right. The system works.
The system does the work.
That's the crucial difference.
Between S and B.
Okay.
S folks are trapped by their business.
They're the business.
Yeah,
B quadrant owners create businesses that work for them.
exactly. They build systems and teams.
It's not just about working hard.
It's about working smart.
Okay, so where does the I quadrant fit in?
The I quadrant, that's the investor.
Okay.
This is where you put your money to work for you,
Okay.
generating income from investment,
So that could be like stocks, bonds.
real estate,
Okay.
letting your money grow over time without you having to trade your hours for it.
Passive income, the ultimate goal.
That's the holy grail.
Okay.
But you need a certain level of capital to get started.
Right.
But even small, consistent investments can grow significantly over time.
Okay.
And remember, these quadrants aren't mutually exclusive.
What do you mean?
You could be an employee with a side hustle.
So like an E with an S.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or a business owner investing in real estate.
B and I.
There you go.
So it's about figuring out which quadrant.
Aligns with your goals.
Okay.
And maybe even strategically moving between them over time.
So even if you're like firmly in the E or S quadrant right now,
Yeah.
just adopting that rich dad mindset can be helpful.
It can be empowering.
Okay.
It's about taking control.
Okay. So it's about understanding those core principles.
Yeah.
Assets versus liabilities, overcoming fear,
Financial.
finding opportunities to build that asset column no matter where you are
Exactly.
on the quadrant map.
It's about taking control of your financial future,
Yeah.
not just letting life happen to you.
And Kiyosaki says one of the biggest obstacles is fear.
Oh, yeah. Fear can be paralyzing.
He has that great analogy.
Yeah.
Remembering the Alamo.
I love that analogy.
Me too. At first I was like,
What does the Alamo have to do with money?
yeah,
But it's so powerful.
when you think about it.
It's about reframing failure.
Okay.
Texans don't see the Alamo as a defeat. They
Right.
see it as a rallying cry.
Okay.
It's a reminder to face your fears head on,
Okay.
learn from those setbacks,
Yeah.
and keep fighting for what you believe in.
Turn those wipeouts into fuel.
Yes, fuel for success.
For success, I like that.
And I think that applies to so much more than just finances.
Yeah, it's a life lesson.
Absolutely.
Kiyosaki's full of these like insightful nuggets,
Yeah, he's a master storyteller.
like developing your financial IQ.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's not just about being good at math, right?
Right. It's about understanding how money works,
Right.
recognizing opportunities,
Yeah.
and becoming a savvy investor.
Like those 4 technical skills he outlines.
Yeah, accounting, investing.
Understanding markets and the law.
If you can master those areas, you can really level up your financial game.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it that way before.
It's about becoming financially fluent.
Yeah, not just relying on someone else to tell you what to do.
You're in the driver's seat.
And that ties into another point that surprised me.
Okay, what's that?
His emphasis on giving.
Ah, giving back.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily expect a book about financial success to talk about generosity.
It's not the first thing that comes to mind.
But Kiyosaki sees it as essential
Yeah.
for creating abundance.
Giving freely, even when you don't have much, opens you up to receive more in return
Okay, so it's about creating a positive flow.
of energy and resources.
Okay,
A belief in abundance, not scarcity.
so there's enough for everyone.
Exactly. It's not a finite pie.
Yeah, and generosity can actually expand the pie.
Make it bigger for everyone.
I like that.
It's about shifting your mindset from competition to collaboration,
Okay,
from hoarding to sharing.
and that brings us back to finding your path.
Your unique journey.
Because Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just a how-to guide to get rich.
Right.
It's a philosophy
Yeah.
for designing a life of purpose
Freedom.
and impact.
And to help people understand those principles in a more tangible way, Kiyosaki created a game.
Wait, a game?
Yeah, cash flow. He invented a board game to teach financial concepts.
He did.
That's so cool.
It's brilliant.
Okay, so tell me more about it.
So cash flow simulates real-life financial situations.
Okay.
It challenges players to make decisions,
Okay.
experience the consequences.
And develop their financial IQ through hands-on learning.
So it's like a safe space to experiment with different strategies.
Yeah, no real money at stake.
Make mistakes
From your mistakes.
without like actually going bankrupt.
Exactly. It's a safe environment to learn.
And games are great feedback systems, aren't they?
They are. They reveal our true behavior.
Right.
Especially when it comes to money.
Yeah, you might discover you're more risk-averse than you thought.
Or maybe you're a natural deal maker.
Yeah, you find out who you really are.
It's like holding up a mirror
Yeah.
to your financial habits and beliefs.
And that self-awareness is so crucial for making lasting change.
Absolutely.
Kiyosaki also talks about finding your unfair advantage.
Yeah, in the world of money.
What does he mean by that?
He believes everyone has unique skills and talents
Okay.
that they can leverage to create wealth.
Okay. Like what?
It could be your creativity,
Okay.
your problem-solving abilities, your network, your passion.
So it's about identifying your strengths.
Exactly. And applying them to the financial game.
And he emphasizes that financial education itself is an unfair advantage.
Absolutely. The more you know,
Yeah.
the more opportunities you see,
Okay.
the better decisions you make.
So it's about leveling the playing field.
Arming yourself with knowledge
Okay.
and skills.
He doesn't shy away from the fact that becoming financially successful takes work.
No, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Dedication.
Discipline.
Oh, yeah.
Willingness to push past your comfort zone.
He uses that analogy of going to the gym.
Yeah, the hardest part is getting started.
But once you've committed and you start taking those steps,
Yeah.
it gets
Well,
easier.
The momentum builds.
Yeah.
And the rewards are worth it.
It's important to acknowledge, though, that Rich Dad, Poor Dad has faced some criticism over the years.
Yeah, it's not without its critics.
Some people argue that his advice is oversimplified
Yeah.
or unrealistic.
Or that he glosses over the risks.
Right.
It's true that he paints a very bold picture
Yeah.
of the financial world.
It's a very bold vision.
Yeah. And his anecdotes, while entertaining,
Yeah, they're great stories.
they shouldn't be taken as a guaranteed path to riches.
Right.
Everyone's journey is different.
But I think it's important to remember Rich Dad, Poor Dad is meant to be a starting point.
Yeah, a catalyst for changing how we think about money.
It's about challenging the status quo.
Questioning conventional wisdom,
Yeah.
opening ourselves up to new possibilities.
And even if you don't agree with everything he says,
Right.
it sparks important conversations.
About financial literacy, wealth creation, taking control.
Yeah, so as we move into the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
what are some key takeaways?
For me, it's the reminder that our mindset about money is crucial.
Okay.
It shapes our beliefs, our decisions, and ultimately our outcomes.
So we can choose to adopt a poor dad mentality,
Scarcity and fear,
or we can embrace a rich dad perspective.
abundance and opportunity.
It's about shifting our focus from working for money to having money work for us,
Building assets, generating passive income.
creating lasting wealth.
And it's about recognizing that financial education is an ongoing journey.
Always more to learn,
Yeah.
new strategies to explore,
Yeah, the financial world is constantly evolving,
becoming savvy investors.
not just passive consumers.
Okay.
And finally, it's about remembering that financial success isn't an endpoint.
It's a means to an end.
It's about creating a life of freedom, purpose, and impact.
And that journey starts with a single step.
A decision to change our thinking,
Yeah.
challenge our assumptions,
Okay.
and take control of our financial destinies.
So I'll leave you with one final thought from Kiyosaki.
Okay, what's that?
Don't be afraid to fail.
Okay,
Be afraid of not trying.
that's a good one.
Powerful message to end on.
Yeah,
We hope this deep dive has inspired you to explore the ideas in Rich Dad, Poor Dad further
absolutely.
and to start creating your own path.
To financial freedom.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that idea of not being afraid to try,
Mm-hmm.
it really resonates with me. It's about taking action, yeah.
Not just reading about it,
right?
but actually doing something.
Bring it into practice.
So where do we begin?
It can be overwhelming, I know,
It can be.
especially if you're coming from that traditional mindset.
Yeah, the get a good job mindset.
Right.
Kiyosaki really emphasizes leverage, though, right?
Yeah, leverage is key.
It's not about working harder.
It's about working smarter.
So what does that mean?
Well, leverage comes in many forms.
Well, okay.
Using other people's time, money, or expertise.
Okay, to achieve your goals.
Exactly.
So like hiring someone to handle tasks
You're not good at.
I'm not good at.
Or partnering with someone who has complementary skills.
Okay.
Or using debt strategically
Oh, okay.
to acquire assets
Okay.
that will generate income.
So like taking out a loan to buy a rental property?
Potentially, yeah.
Oh,
But of course, that has to be done carefully.
responsibly.
Yeah.
He also talks about mentors, right?
Mentors are crucial.
Finding people who've already achieved what you're striving for.
Yeah, they've been there, done that
It's like having a guide.
in uncharted territory.
Any tips for finding a good mentor?
Well, first, get clear on what you want to learn,
Okay.
what you want to achieve.
Okay.
Then look for people who have already done it.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to reach out, ask for guidance.
Okay. And be prepared to offer something in return, right?
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
A relationship.
Mentorship is about mutual benefit.
Okay. Another concept that stood out to me.
Yeah.
The power of saying no.
Oh, that's a big one.
How does that tie into financial success?
It's about protecting your time and energy.
Okay.
We all have limited time and energy.
Yeah, we're constantly bombarded with things.
Opportunities, requests, distractions.
Yeah. So learning to say no?
To the things that don't align with your goals,
Okay.
it's crucial for staying focused.
For making progress.
Yeah.
So being intentional with your choices.
And not letting yourself get pulled in too many directions. It's about prioritizing.
He also encourages readers to develop their sales and marketing skills.
Yeah, that might seem a bit unexpected,
It does.
but it makes sense.
Why?
Because sales and marketing are about communication,
Okay.
persuasion, building relationships.
Okay.
Those skills are valuable in any field, whether you're negotiating a raise,
Okay.
or pitching an idea, or even just connecting with people
Oh, he sees those skills as like fundamental.
to achieving your goals,
Okay.
both financial and personal.
It's about being able to communicate your value.
Yeah, persuade others to see your vision.
And that's a skill you can develop, right?
Absolutely, through practice,
Okay.
by studying those who excel at it.
Okay, so take courses,
Attend seminars.
observe people.
Yeah, see how they do it?
Rich dad, poor dad isn't just about building wealth, though, right?
No, it's about creating a life.
A life of freedom.
Purpose, he emphasizes giving back.
Yeah.
And that's not just about donating money. It's about using your time, talents, resources to make a positive impact.
So aligning your financial goals with your values.
Exactly. Finding ways to create wealth.
That also benefits others.
It's a win-win.
And that ties into the abundance mindset.
Absolutely. It's about creating more, not less.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
what's the one message you hope listeners take to heart?
I think it's the reminder that financial freedom is within reach.
For anyone,
Who's willing to challenge their beliefs, learn new skills, and take action
it's a call to action.
to create a life of abundance, purpose, and impact.
And it all starts with that decision
To take control.
to take control of your financial destiny.
Yeah.
We hope this deep dive has inspired you to do just that.
To take that first step.
Thanks for joining us in this show.